Okay, so today we're going to kind of dive into something I think a lot of us dream about,
Uh-huh.
and that's that perfect home remodel.
Yeah.
Like getting that chef's kitchen,
Right.
or that spa-like bathroom.
Yep.
You've always kind of wanted. But as I was looking at all of the stuff that you sent over,
Yeah.
it's clear that like turning Pinterest boards into reality,
Yeah.
it can get a little
Oh, yeah.
complicated.
Totally. It's interesting to me
Yeah.
how much people just focus on, picking out the finishes and like what it's going to look like when it's done. And they don't even think about
Yeah.
the logistics of it.
Right, and that's where I think this deep dive
Yeah.
is really interesting, is like your sources lay out these
Yeah.
really practical tips to kind of
Totally.
navigate these potential pitfalls and keep the stress levels down.
Uh-huh.
So to help us unpack all this, we have an expert in the field
Right.
who knows exactly what it takes to turn, these dream renovations into a reality.
Absolutely. So let's just start with the big question.
Okay.
Why is remodeling so notoriously stressful?
Well, I think it's stressful because you're kind of building something new
Yeah.
while you're living in the old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like your routine is all disrupted.
Right.
And you're making a ton of decisions, and there's a lot of unforeseen
Right.
challenges that come up.
Right.
But I think the key is to anticipate
Okay.
those challenges as much as you can.
Okay, so your sources highlight 4 core tips for kind of managing
Yeah.
that stress. And the first one really resonated with me is just
Be prepared.
be prepared.
Yeah.
But what does that actually look like?
Yeah. So it means like going way beyond just a general idea.
Okay.
You need to have detailed plans,
Uh-huh.
finalized materials,
Okay.
and a really clear understanding of what the scope of the work is before you even think about doing any demolition.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I had a client one time, and they decided in the middle of construction,
That they wanted to add a window.
oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
not only did it delay the project,
Right.
but it totally threw the budget off. And
Yeah.
it was just like a ton of extra work.
Wow. That's a good illustration of why planning is so crucial.
Yeah.
And that leads us to, I think, the next,
Yes.
which is, the dreaded B word,
Yes, the budget.
budget.
Yes.
The sources emphasize, how important it is to have a realistic
Yeah, absolutely.
budget.
It has to be realistic.
Okay, so what does realistic mean?
Realistic means thinking about everything, like all the costs,
Okay.
like material costs, which can change all the time,
Right, especially now.
especially now with supply chain issues.
Yeah.
Then you have to think about labor permits
Okay.
and always a contingency fund
Okay.
for all those unexpected things that come up,
Like that window.
like that window. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow.
You don't want to run out of money halfway through.
No.
Not a good situation.
That makes total sense. Your sources also stress the importance of hiring a general contractor,
Yes.
which makes a lot of sense. But for someone who's never done this before,
Right.
why is that role so crucial?
Okay, so a good contractor is like the quarterback of your
Oh.
project.
Okay.
They handle everything
Okay.
from scheduling all the subcontractors.
So like the plumbers and electricians?
Yeah, the plumbers, the electricians, all the different specialists that you're going to need,
Right.
making sure that everything is up to code
Uh-huh.
and that it stays on schedule. It's about way more than just, swinging a hammer.
Right.
It's about project management
Okay.
and peace of mind.
And speaking of peace of mind, one of your sources actually even recommends relaxing
Yes.
as a key strategy.
I love that.
Now, that might seem impossible when you're living in a construction zone,
Right.
but I think the point is to try to prioritize
Yes.
self-care
Absolutely.
throughout this whole process.
You have to build in break.
Okay.
Delegate tasks when you can and
Okay.
just accept that there are
Mhm.
going to be hiccups along the way.
Right.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah, because I imagine burnout is a real...
Oh, burnout is huge.
Yeah,
And it leads to bad decision making
right.
and then more stress later on.
So not good.
No.
And then, of course, there's the wild card that none of us can control,
Yes.
and that's weather.
The weather.
Your sources point out how this can be just a major stressor,
Oh, yeah.
especially dealing with outdoor projects or, tight deadlines.
Totally. So rain delays can impact everything,
Okay.
like the foundation.
Oh, wow.
How long it takes paint to dry.
Oh.
We even had a project recently where there was like a sudden hailstorm.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it caused roof damage.
Oh, wow.
So that was like unexpected costs
Right.
and delays.
So it's just something you always have to kind of factor in.
You have to, yeah, especially
Good.
here in Cincinnati and northern Kentucky,
Right.
where the weather can be a little unpredictable.
Yeah, for sure. Now, speaking of timelines,
Yes.
one of your sources mentions how important it is to discuss realistic timelines with contractors.
Yes.
Why is that sometimes a tricky?
So sometimes contractors might give you a shorter timeline
Yeah.
in the beginning
Okay.
just to, be competitive and get your business.
Right.
But like your sources suggest it's so important to just have that honest conversation
Yeah.
about what's really possible.
Right.
A good contractor will work with you
Uh-huh.
to figure out what's realistic,
Yeah.
even if it means waiting a little bit longer.
Okay, and that local expertise is so valuable.
It is.
One of your sources even mentioned how there were some recent changes
Yes.
to Cincinnati building codes.
Uh-huh.
As a company operating in this region, is that something
Oh, yeah.
you've been kind of...
Absolutely. We stay up to date on all the local regulations,
Yeah.
really understand the challenges
Right.
and the opportunities that come with working in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky.
Right.
And that just lets us give our clients
Yeah.
the best information and guidance.
This deep dive really highlights that, remodeling can be stressful,
Uh-huh.
but preparation and the right expertise
For sure.
can make a world of difference.
Absolutely.
And that's where you come in, right?
Yes.
So if someone in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky is even thinking about a remodel,
Yeah.
what's their first step?
Reach out for
Okay.
a free consultation.
Okay.
We're happy to talk about your vision, answer any questions,
Okay.
and start figuring out a realistic plan.
Perfect. If you're ready to turn those dream home aspirations into a reality,
Yes.
don't go it alone.
Please.
Give RemodelWorx a call at
444.
859-688 or visit their website at remodelworxkey.com.
Yes.
They'll help you navigate this whole process from budgeting to building codes
Absolutely.
and make sure that your remodel is as enjoyable as the final result.
We will.
Now, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
What is the one thing that you would absolutely have to have in your dream home?
Think about it.
Think about it. And maybe give RemodelWorx a call to start making it happen.
Good idea.
Until next time.
Yes.
Happy remodeling.
Happy remodeling.